Get the Pillsbury pie crust here. Follow the directions. I've got a 9.5-inch pie pan, 3 of these instant coconut cream jello, some flaked sweetened coconut, and whipped topping, and the milk's in the fridge. We'll put it all together. Okay, the next step is the pie crust. So just, as I said, just follow the directions. So we're gonna, let's see here, probably gonna need both. This is a, sometimes you gotta be careful with this stuff, when you unroll it. So, very careful. Slowly unroll it, slowly, slowly, slowly. And then, so you don't rip it. If it gets really warm, if the pie crust gets too warm, it will. I feel like I'm in a cooking show. You got to talk in between doing stuff. So there it is. There's one pie. Probably gonna need both of these. You could stretch. Anyway, I'm not gonna tell you all that. Anyway, so there's one pie crust there. So I can put that right up in there. So I'm gonna hang over a little bit on the sides because it makes it look cool, like Grandma used to do or something. I don't know. So that's one, so I'm going to use them both. And make sure you kind of get the, not kind of, but you get the, get the part filled in over there. Get it smooth. So make it filled in there. Then we use other pie crust here to kind of fill in the difference. See there? There you go. There's one. And we'll add another one. So here, same thing. We're going to slowly unroll it so we can, and I've got the oven behind me here going, it's heating up at 450. Oh, got a rip there, no biggie. It's like Play-Doh. Okay, I think that'll work. We're gonna pick this little puppy up, our pie pan back. I'm gonna try to fix it up here, try to stretch it just a tad so it goes back, fills up where it's not quite wide enough, so you can kind of pull it over there a little bit. So it fills it all in, good. So, there you go. Doesn't have to be perfect. No one's going to care after they start eating it. So, there we go. Like that. Kind of push it down on the sides real slowly so you don't break it too much. There you go. There it is. For the most part, you can kind of cut some of this stuff over here at the top, bend it in over here if you want. Yeah, something like that. Take some of this off over here. Just go down on the sides, and the reason that's important because if it gets a lot of air under the crust, it'll pop up. So I just pull all that crap off. So there we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is take a fork and put a bunch of holes in there. So I probably need to make that look if it hangs over some, it'll burn a little bit. So let's get rid of some of that real quick with my scissors. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Again, make sure these edges are pushed all the way down. Okay. Then you're gonna take your fork and punch a bunch of holes in there. And the reason you do that is to keep the pie crust, it'll bubble up because the air will get underneath it. And then something like that. Of course, you got a little bit there on the sides too. Lets the air out from under when it's heating up there. That should be good to go. Not pretty fancy stuff here. All right, got the oven to 450. All my little holes in my pie dough. So there we go. See you in 10 minutes. Okay. Now next thing I'm going to do is get my coconut toasted. I really like, you don't have to do this, but anytime you toast the coconut, it adds, brings out the flavor in it, I believe. Well, it does. So just kind of a thin little layer out here. I'll show you, that's going to go inside the cream filling and on the topping later. But, oops, and then I'm doing this now because my pie crust is cooking, the browning, and so when that's done, I'll take my pie crust out and change the temperature down to 350 because this stuff burns pretty easily. It has such high fat content, so I'll just kind of do a little bit of that. Okay, now that I got my pie out, you need to knock this down to 350 for the, well, 350 for the coconut. I'll let that open just there for a minute to kind of let it start cool down a little bit. That's going to be cooling off, and this goes in. And then now the coconut, you have to probably every 5 minutes, you probably need to be checking that because that will burn, and you got to flip it around, stir it up a little bit. The pie crust, let it cool down, and I'm going to put in the refrigerator to get cold because eventually we'll put our filling in it. Okay, there's the coconut, so I'm going to stir that up a little bit so the edges, sometimes the edges get a little more brown than the rest of it. So I'm going to get a little, it burns pretty easily too, so be pretty careful. I think that's been there about 10 minutes. So I'll give it a little while longer, maybe a couple of minutes, see what happens. So now, going back, I'm going to put this pie crust in the fridge for, I don't know, until it cools off. There you go. So we'll see you later. There's my coconut. Of course, you can do it a little darker if you like. Okay. Pie crust is nice and cold. Ready for the next part. Okay, we're ready for the last part. We're going to make some Jell-O coconut cream, and the directions are right here on the side. You can't miss it. You're gonna, well, maybe that's it. But anyway, pudding directions right here. Just follow those directions for the pudding, and we're gonna add some coconut to this and then pour it in the pie pan. Okay, taking my Jell-O and put it in the bowl. Okay, got our Jell-O in there. This is 6 cups of milk because it's 2 cups per package, and I've got 3 packages, and if I remember but 2 times 3 is 6. Now, it says whisk it on the directions, but I like this. So it just seems like it makes it a little fluffier or something maybe. Okay. I've been doing this for about 2 minutes. You can see it's already gotten thick. Now, we got our coconut, and I'm going to add additional coconut in there. I really don't know how much, a handful or 2 or 3, whatever you feel like. You're going to save some of the coconuts because that's going to go on the topping. Just adds a little extra coconutty flavor. We're going to mix that up. Then the next part is we're going to take this wonderful, delicious coconut cream that we just mixed together with the added coconut. And then there we go. That's that easy. And then the last thing we're going to do is let this chill for about a little while, maybe an hour or 2, whatever. And then I'll put the Cool Whip on top along with additional coconut. There you have it, and then I'll be back with the rest. Okay, this is back in the refrigerator till that firms up. It takes about an hour or less. And when that's firmed up, we'll finish it up. Okay, it's been in the refrigerator, I think for about an hour or 2. And now I've got the Cool Whip out. And we'll put the Cool Whip topping on top of this. Yeah, you gotta wait for this pie filling to gel up. And I didn't mention it earlier, but I use whole milk to cook this. So I'm gonna spread all this out real nice here. And just kinda, there you go. Just kinda cover it up a little bit for the topping. I use the creamy topping, and there's different versions of this Cool Whip. So there you go. There it is. There's your pie.
I got a picture here.
One more, huh? Oh yeah, one more thing. Take our toasted coconut and decorate it, and of course it adds flavor. Just get that over here, don't drop too much on the floor. There's your, I'm not gonna put all this coconut on here, I'll add some, because when I take it back to the refrigerator, it'll fall on the floor. Something else you might do is, what I like is pie you can keep in the refrigerator, but it's even better if you take it out about an hour before you eat it. And then it's kind of warms up a little bit, makes it even more creamier. There you go. Pie's done, back in the fridge, and then I'll get it out in about an hour before our guests come.